Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to be reading from the Holy Bible, the King James Version, the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and chapter 19. So if you're new to this channel and you're watching this video right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read the Holy Bible and translate it into my perspective and the perspective of God and Mary, because they can also talk through me, and just show people what is meant by the Bible and to dive deeper into questions that people have. Because I have a unique perspective. I have a lot of knowledge from my soul. Um, I'm an angel, if you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. I am who I am. And you're going to find out one day um, whether I am or not. I can tell you that I am, but if you want to find out the hard way, there's that option. If you want to believe me, that's great. Um, I have a lot of knowledge that I can obtain through having these spirit medium sessions with my father and my mother. So, with that being said, I'm going to get started in my reading. If you want, you can look at my other videos. I've covered a lot of topics already, and I'm going to continue reading the Bible and translating it for everyone. So, here we go. The book of Matthew, chapter 18. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them. And this is why I love Jesus. This is my favorite part of his Gospels, when he talks about children. And he said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. So I like this part of the Bible because he's saying, unless you believe in God and follow him like a child would believe things easily, you're not going to make it, and you're not going to do the right things. When it comes down to it, you should always keep that side of your body, your soul. You should always keep that inner child that wants to learn and wants to grow and wants to believe. That's basically what Jesus is saying. And people who get caught in too many worldly things, they probably have a lot of negative attachments, and it's going to be harder for them to make it happen. They might have to go to purgatory and be there for a while. And I'll explain what's going on with purgatory later. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of thy Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. And he's talking figuratively that it's better to have 1 arm than to have both arms and be burning in hell, right? He's not saying you should actually cut off people's hands and arms like what they do in other countries. He's just saying it from a metaphorical point of view. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, doth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. And that's true. God takes great delight in turning sinners into believers. And he found me and was following me throughout my life. And lo and behold, what happened to me happened to me. And he made me his one and only daughter, which I've discussed and I hope to prove by reading this Bible and translating it and telling you about things that nobody else can tell you. So, moreover, let me see where I left off. Moreover, if thy brother shall have trespassed against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. And that goes not just for your brothers and sisters, but for your parents too. One of the commandments is respect thy mother and thy father, and the same rule applies. So if you're talking to your mom or your father and you can't reach an agreement and they're doing things that are harming you or breaking God's law, and you take some witnesses with you and you repeat yourself and they still don't listen, then that's okay. Just let them be and go on your own journey. I've had to do that in my own life. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again I say unto you, that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee, until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion, and loosed him, and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him, and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that thou owest. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet, and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison, till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desiredst me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not every one his brother their trespasses. So there's 2 things to take away from this. One is, like I said, when it comes to your family, if you're having problems with them and it's not being resolved, you can go your own way and you don't have to talk to them. But don't hold any negative emotions towards them. Forgive them of everything. I practice forgiveness, but I don't forget. Jesus might say differently. But I say forgive, forgive, forgive. But if people keep on taking advantage of you, you can still forgive them, but I would cut them out. He says, forgive your brother 77 times. I've probably done that. I don't know how many times I had to do it. But me and my brother do not get along, and we do not talk to each other. I've reached out to him, but he doesn't want to talk to me. And the second thing to take away from that is do unto others as you want done unto you. And if you received a blessing, you can give it a blessing back to somebody. If somebody forgave you of your debt, and you went and you didn't forgive somebody of their debt, like in the parable, that means you're not that great of a person, right? And that's that. So Let me know if you have any questions on that chapter, and then I'll move into the second chapter, which is chapter 19 of the book of Matthew. And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee, and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement, and to put her away? He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered ye to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is not put away doth commit adultery. So Jesus is saying, he's saying that the only acceptable reason for divorce is if somebody cheated on somebody else, then you can get divorced. And I stand for that. I agree with that. Divorce is terrible and it should never be done unless somebody's cheated on infidelity. So I agree with that 100%, and that's the rule. His disciples say unto him, If the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. But he said unto them, All men cannot receive this saying, save they to whom it is given. For there are some eunuchs which were so born from the mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men. And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Then were there brought unto him little children, that he should put his hands on them and pray, and the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said, Suffer little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. And he laid his hands on them, and departed thence. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do, that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He saith unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? And God is very serious about his 10 commandments. So make sure you read them, you understand them, and you practice them. Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Jesus beheld them, and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Then answered Peter, and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So, there's a couple things to take away from this. One of them is that your life is not about possessions. I know, like, before I died, I like to collect things. I collected, like, Pokemon cards, I collected sports cards, I collected video games, I collected books, I still have my books. Um, but everybody values their life these days off of commodities and what they have. And in our society here in America, we promote consumerism, right? People don't make things to last in this country anymore. They make things so they break and you have to buy new ones. And 70% of our economy is about buying stuff. And everybody just buys stuff and it just piles up in your life. And honestly, to me, it weighs me down. Especially now, I've been selling my possessions ever since I died and I came back to life. I've been selling them all. And I'm happy with us because I know I'm the one that's going to put those things in heaven. I know that for a fact. So anything I have here, like, oh, I have an Xbox, I play video games. Okay, I can put that in heaven. I don't really need it here. Um, and it goes for everything that I have. So to me, possessions don't matter anymore. Um, that's just my take because I know it's more important in life, and my faith is more important than any commodity that I can have here on earth. And anything you have here on earth can be brought into heaven. Um, and that's my job. If you watch my other videos, I lay it out for you. Um, and when Jesus says, "But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first," it's just like the parable of the person that is lost, like the lost sheep. Um, God celebrates those that are lost over those that are found, because the ones that are lost, they took such a long journey just to get back to the place where they should have been. And that story is relevant in my life. I was a sinner before I died, and then after I died, I had only read maybe the book of Genesis, and maybe didn't even get through it all. But after I died, I've read the gospel and I've read all of the Old Testament. And now I'm just translating that for you so that you may understand and know what I know. And so you can spread the word and help people that are lost and direct those lost sheep back to heaven. God would be very happy if you participated in helping somebody find the way back. And that's all I have for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.